What's going on, YouTube? Back again with another video, Big Bear Boxing Squad. I just want to start off by saying, man, thanks for everybody for tuning in each and every day, leaving comments. I couldn't do this without you guys, man. It's a joy to be doing this, talking boxing. That's kind of my go-to. That's what I grew up watching. I said in my other videos, been around boxing for a long time, man, so I can understand it from different angles. Let's get into this one, man. What I want to talk about today is how good is ERROL Spence. I think, just from me watching him, I think he got the potential to be one of the best welterweights. I don't know about the best because you got Floyd Mayweather in there, Sugar Ray Leonard. It's just so many guys in there. But when it's all said and done, what do you guys think he'll rank as far as being the best? He currently holds the WBC belt and the IBF belt. He's going after the WBA belt, which Ugás currently holds, and they got a fight that's coming up next year. I'm not sure when that date is, but I cannot wait for that fight. I think it's going to show a lot about ERROL Spence and Yordenis Ugás. I think Yordenis Ugás is no pushover or whatever. I think he's a tough opponent. I think he actually beat Sean Porter in their matchup. Actually, go back and look at those fights. And I will leave links in the description from ERROL Spence's past fights where he fought Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. Those are the two that stand out to me as the two biggest fights that he has had thus far in his career. I think he's doing an awesome job with as far as collecting the belt, sticking to the script. Everybody wanting to jump ship, go fight Terence Crawford, whatever. But today is how good is he? If he complete the task at hand as far as unifying, where will he stand with all the other great welterweights? That's the biggest question. Just breakdown of how he fight. I think he got plenty of styles. He got a pressure style. He could box you. He could do all kind of stuff. He could walk you down. He could fight out the back foot. He could pick and choose how he want to fight you. I know that the fight, hopefully we get it between him and Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford got a lot of different things that he can do, but a lot of people don't talk about, they talk about more the switching southpaw to orthodox with Terence Crawford, but they don't talk about how well the ERROL Spence, how many different styles that I have seen him witness, I witnessed him do inside of a ring, how well he adjusts inside of the ring. With a fight with him and Sean Porter, he adjusts a couple different times. I think he could have made that fight a lot easier, but he chose to beat Sean Porter at his own game, and he told him that. He said, I'm going to beat you in the interviews where they had, he said, I'm going to beat you in your own game. And he did it. I think he walked him down at times. I think he fought off the back foot at times. I think he took Sean Porter's best punch, which shows he has a chin. Here and there, he kind of make mistakes with his defense. But, when you in a fight like that, man, you bound to, you're not going to have a perfect night. Fight with him in Algeria. That was just a beat down. It was one of those fights where you get to see everything ERROL Spence had on display. The fight with him and Mikey Garcia, he had everything on display. Badu, he put it, he just had the whole package. Even though some of those guys was, B-level fighters, but when you talk about, Danny Garcia, I think he's a fighter. I think that Mikey Garcia is an A fighter. It's different. It's different. But he made those guys look normal. I think Sean Porter is an A+ fighter. Not the average person gonna get out of bed and fight his game. Terence Crawford took a little bit of a different approach to it, which was smart. That's if ERROL Spence would have did that, I think he either could have got a stoppage or he could have made the fight a lot easier. Anyway, I think in this fight that's coming up with him and Ugás, I think that I am rocking with him. I think he's going to win. Nothing against Ugás. I like all fighters, but I just think that ERROL Spence brings too much to the table. People don't really get into how big ERROL Spence is. He stands at 5'9". I think he probably walk around now, since he's been doing better with his weight, probably about 150. I don't think he get too out of control. But I was watching a fight with him and Sean Porter, and you can see if you guys go back and look at the fight between what was that? I think I think it was, what fight was that? You can look at the Danny Garcia fight too, but I think it was the Mikey Garcia fight. If you go back, y'all, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. If you go back, watch Errol Spence's back, like his back muscles and stuff. Watch from Mikey Garcia and watch the 2 fights with Sean Porter, especially the one with Sean Porter. His build was just, you could tell he was focused in that count. He knew he had to fight Sean Porter. And now, you know, I've seen a couple workout videos and stuff like that, man. He built at 147, man. I'm pretty sure he's around his fight weight. But you know, he comes in and he looks so strong, like a freaking horse or something like that. So I think that a lot of people getting caught up, you know, I do think it's a 50-50 fight. It depends on how you look at the fight. But if you look at it as a tactical standpoint, I think that Errol Spence has the edge over Crawford. I'm just being honest. I think he's a lot bigger than Crawford. I think he could be a lot stronger than Crawford. Sean Porter stated in the interview that he was the harder puncher. Kell Brook also stated that Errol Spence between Crawford was the harder puncher. And I'm pretty sure you guys seen that in other people talking about it, other boxing channels. But you know, I like to try to get into the gooey stuff, the in between, the stuff that people don't really talk about. I just think that the mass of Errol Spence he's huge. You know, and I think he could take a punch too. I think he's only been rocked 1 time in his fight, but that's a fight. You know, anybody can get rocked. Floyd Mayweather got rocked, but what do you do when you get rocked? Devin Haney got rocked. A lot of people say if you get hit, you know, like that's the end of your world. But, you know, it's how you hang in there, you come back, you absorb that punch and you keep going. That could tell how much of a shape, I mean, how good of a shape that you're in. But I think that Errol Spence, you know, if he pulls off this fight and he goes into the fight with Terence Crawford and beat Terence Crawford, what do you guys think he'll rank? That's the biggest question. A lot of people haven't been talking about that. Where would he rank in the history of welterweights? I know it's a hard conversation, and you got to look at how many people, and I wish I would have looked it up before this video, but how many unified champions have it been in the welterweight division? If somebody knows, please comment down in the description below. That'll kick off a great conversation with this video. You know, but as far as his style, it's like Sugar Ray type of more aggressive, Duran type. You know, I watched a couple of their fights, their old fights and stuff like that. Duran was like rugged and tough. You know, he's kind of like Sean Porter too. But, you know, just imagine Sean Porter being Errol Spence's size. I think Sean Porter be undefeated. I think he'll be scary. I'm telling you, he'll be super scary, man. But that's what Errol Spence can give you. He can give you that Sean Porter. He can even give you Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford can beat you up on the outside. He could, you know, I don't really see Terence Crawford fighting in the inside, but he will give you a fight. He'll give you a little bit of a slugfest. I think that in my opinion, some fights and he probably done cleaned it up in a couple other fights, but Terence Crawford tend to get a little sloppy sometimes with what was that fight he had with what was his name? Mean Machine. He got a little sloppy in that fight. Even though they didn't count it as a knockdown, he got knocked down because he was off balance. I don't think it was a true knockdown, but he was off balance, and I think he got a little bit of ahead of himself. If you make mistakes like that with a hard puncher like Errol Spence, you're going to pay for it. And I'm pretty sure, you know, people that have fought both of those, they have agreed that Errol Spence got the harder punching power. It may not be punching power to the point where it knock you out, but a lot of times if you it's like going through some type of practice, or you just doing the same thing over and over, and it start hurting, and it hurt more and hurt more. The more hours that go by, it start hurting even more. So you got to think first round to 12th round, if you actually make it that far with Errol Spence, you're going to feel like somebody done ran you over with a truck, versus Terence Crawford power, where you get hit and you just out. That's it. You get hit, you don't know what happened, and you just trying to get on to the next fight. So, but just, you know, if he can pull off this, you know, 4 belt, if he can get all 4 belts, you know, if he decide to go at 154, what else do he have to prove? And I would like to see what he'll do at 154. even though you can't, jump ship, just yet. But if he get all 4 belts in the 147-pound weight division, where do you guys think he'll rank? It's kind of hard to say. There's so many different, so much talent right now. You got Jerome Boots Ennis that could do even better. So you got a lot of Lions that's coming up, a lot of young talent. Virgil Ortiz, he's coming. I like to see, some of them guys face off in the future. But as of now, if he could pull off the, get all 4 belts, if he could pull that off and stick to his plan and show everybody, this is the reason why I told you I had a plan. I'm getting all the belts. I'm cleaning up on my side of the streets. Then I'm going after Terence Crawford. I would love to see. I don't think him and Terence Crawford are scared of each other, but I think if he can get the 3rd belt from W. Oh man, hold on 1 second. I had it pulled up. Yeah, but if he can go and get that, other belt from Ugás, man, it's over with. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm looking it up. Yeah, I try to get a little bit better with my notes and stuff here. It's kind of hard keeping up with every single belt and everything that everybody else is doing. So it's kind of cool to have your notes right beside you. But but just continue with the video. I do think that I think it's the WB8. Yeah, that's what he has, WB8 Ugás. But I just think it's cool to talk about these videos, to single these fighters out, talk about how great they are. I will do one on Terence Crawford. It's kind of cool to do it where you separate them, but it's also cool to do it when you take a fighter and just break him down. What's his strong points? What's his weak points? A lot of times, I did say earlier in the video that that Spence can fight off the back foot. Sometimes he's not as great off the back foot that he is going forward, which Terence Crawford, he can fight you off the back foot and be just fine. You can move him back and he can be just fine, move back or forward. You can switch stances and all that good stuff. But that's the point of the art of boxing, is to work on your craft. I think it's some things that him and Derek James to me is one of the best coaches in boxing. He got two fighters that's close to unifying. So, that's almost unheard of. But specifically on ERROL Spence, I think that ERROL Spence got what it takes to actually stick to his plan. I think he got what it takes to do what he set out to do, make a statement, get into the history books. But the cool part about this video is that it can strike a big conversation of what you guys think of ERROL Spence. Not so much as putting him against. I know I talked about other fighters in this video, but try to take those other fighters out. Go to the links down below, which I will have in the video. Go look at those fights. Go study those fights. Go look at his back muscles and how much he was prepared for some of those fights. I think you could tell, because I think he said that he wasn't in the best of shape when he fought Mikey Garcia. If you look at his back muscles, you can kind of tell he was a little, I wouldn't say soft and by no means, but I think he really got down to business when he fought Sean Porter. That's when he really looked like a freaking design horse or something, like a show horse. I mean, that's how he built up, man. It's crazy to get that strong and keep it in that frame, that small frame at 147, which fight night he probably get up to about 150 something. The Danny Garcia fight, I think he was looking strong. He was looking super strong. And now, videos and pictures and stuff, you could go in for yourself and do your own research to see how much of a shape he in. He's a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford got more like if you compare body sizes, I think he's more like a Mayweather. Mayweather's a smaller guy. Me and Mayweather the same height. Me and Terence Crawford the same height. We all 5'8". So, and I got a bigger body. I get all the way up to about 195, and that's not even eating and doing all that weight training. Even though I do lift weights and stuff like that, but I'm not doing it to try to gain weight. I'm doing it more to stay healthy and be in shape. But I walk around. I don't get no lighter than 180, 189. And Floyd Mayweather, I can see him probably about 154, 160 maybe. But this, even with the shoulders and stuff like that, you could tell he's a smaller guy. And I think Terence Crawford is a little bit smaller guy too. And a lot of times that power comes off different when you can carry it around. If you 5'8" and you walking around, I think one time Errol Spence said he got, like, when he was making mistakes with his body and stuff like that, he got all the way up to 195. That's pretty freaking big. I think, even being an inch taller than Mayweather and Terence Crawford and stuff, I don't think that makes that big of a difference. And Terence Crawford got the longer arm reach too. But I just think the way the power is distributed through, the mass of the body is different. Say like Terence Crawford, he got longer arms, so his power can be distributed a lot different too. They say fighters with a longer reach has a lot of power. You can go back and look at some of the old fights too. Some of the old fighters with the longer arm reach. But as far as Errol Spence goes, I think the way his body is distributed, I think he got a 72-inch long arm reach. And like I say, he's standing at 5'9", and he could probably get ain't no telling how big he can get if he didn't take care of himself. But or not just taking care of yourself, but if you can get pretty big if you don't stay in the gym and stuff like that. So he can still work out, but he can bulk up. I think he can get all the way up to I think he fight at 164 with ease. But I think he's just around good people and Derek James and stuff like that. You look at the style of Jermell Charlo too. Him and Errol Spence got similar styles. I think Jermell Charlo do a little bit more boxing. He can mix it up too, but he don't do it as much. I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I think Errol Spence is more diverse. But essentially, I think both of those fighters are the same, and they spar a lot. They know they kick knowledge with each other. They go through the same experiences and stuff like that. But I just think that this video is cool because it can strike a good conversation before some of these big fights come up. And I continue to break these fighters down one by one. And I continue to do the head-to-heads too. But get in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys think about how great Errol Spence is. What would he rank if he actually complete the biggest task at hand is becoming undisputed. So I think that'll be a good conversation for this video. I think it'll be a good conversation for people to get into the comment sections, spread what's your opinion. You guys have been dope. I love it. I like getting into some of the discussion. I don't know if I get to reply to everybody, but if I do, if I miss you, it wasn't on purpose. But somebody made a good point on another video that I did. So go watch all my other videos, especially my last recent videos. You can kind of see the comment section. You can get in there. You can, share what you think about some of the topics that I'm bringing up. But I thought this topic was interesting. I thought it was worth it. Doing the interview, not the interview, but doing the I'm talking crazy, but doing this video surrounding Errol Spence. I thought it was clean. I thought it was on the point. And especially with him having hopefully 2 potential big fights coming up. I really wish he would have got a chance to fight Manny Pacquiao, because that could have really put him up there in the upper echelons. But beating a fighter like Ugás that just beat Manny Pacquiao could really catapult him in a whole nother conversation too. It just depends on how he beat him. If he beat him in a 12th round fight, people gonna be like, okay, I told you he was gonna win. But if you go in there and he destroy Ugás and knock him out early, if he knock him out, it depends on the way he knock him out. Could set Errol Spence up for big things to come. And I still think, regardless how he win, I think he still got a lot of room to grow. I think he's gonna his career will end well. He had accidents and stuff like that, detached retina and stuff like that. He got through it, so that just lets me know what type of person he is. A lot of people be like, I don't think I could do it. So, but like I said, I will leave the main fights that I really took notice of and studied. Of Errol Spence and stuff like that, the 2 different type of styles that he fought both of those fighters with. You can even go back and look at the Mikey Garcia fight too. Those 3 fights mainly stick out to me because everything was so different in each one of those fights. You could kind of tell where they was, studying for a certain style. And then just the whole body shape and the muscle mass that Errol Spence actually carried in the the Danny Garcia fight and the Sean Porter fight, especially the Sean Porter fight. He really, his muscle mass just really stood out to me. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video, man. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, man. You guys been doing an awesome job, especially with the comments. We got to get the likes up, though, so this video can be shared more. It can be seen more, and the conversation can get bigger. That's what this channel is I'm going to be focused on this channel. Hopefully, I can turn it to a podcast soon. But you know, I gotta build a base up. I gotta get the audience there, and like I say, that for the subscribers, you know, I really appreciate all the love and stuff like that. You don't have to subscribe and stuff like that, but the subscribe to my channel, it means a lot. There's so many other beautiful boxing channels out here, and sometimes it's kind of hard to distinguish between one or another. You know, I try to stay away from the drama, but more focused on the art of boxing. And you know, that's how we got to here today, is through the art of boxing, not so much of the drama. But certain conversations I will bring up, like I brought up the belt system. Somebody made a good point. They said that they are more diverse in the UFC. So I do agree. I think they're more diverse to the than the UFC is, but I think, you know, it could be some ways to clean it up, so we could all enjoy boxing. But you know, as far as doing these breakdowns of fighters individual, I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to lead to better conversations. You know, conversations that you can, you know, even if you look at this video 6 months from now, you can still comment, still leave what your thoughts is on this video. And that's what I'm focused on, the actual content part. You know, sometimes the video get old, you're like, oh, I don't want to watch it. But I think if the conversation is right, the conversation will always continue, no matter how old this video gets. So I can't do it without you guys. So like I said, keep commenting, keep telling your friends if they true boxing fans. We only want true boxing fans only. You know, and that's why I want to take this channel. I want to take it to the top. I want to kind of get it surrounded around with just people in general, not just ordinary people, because I'm an ordinary person, but just people in general can get around and just have a group conversation and talk about the positivity of boxing. You know, I am going to discuss certain things that affects me, the way I watch boxing. But I try to leave it to the point to where it's focused on the art of fighting, the art of boxing, and just how some of these fighters grow. I want to get into Jerome Ennis and his future matchups. I think that he's ready. You know, I would probably say, you know, another couple fights. You know, he you know, I don't know if he's ready for ERROL Spence and Terence Crawford just yet. But who knows? You know, that's the reason why they wake up in the morning, they train, they know their body's way better than we do. They know their mental capacity way better than we do. We could sit on the outside and judge or whatever. And it's not so much judging with me. It's just, you know, what you see, things, you know, how I study fights and stuff like that. But let's keep this conversation going. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I appreciate everybody. Keep tuning in. Hit that notification bell. You know, all is positive. So I hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas. So let's go ahead and end this video. But before we do, if you like my gear, Tai Chi or whatever, go to taichi.com. For my clothing line, you know, all my social media platforms for Tai Chi, some other little things that I got going on as far as, like, I sell a lot of BMWs and stuff like that. You know, and that's kind of helping me do these videos and be more free to what I really love. So go check those videos out. I will have a car channel coming soon, but I'm mainly focused on this one right now because this is the one that's really actually taking off. But you know, I can't do it without you guys. So please like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know your thoughts on each video that I do. I don't care how old it is. If I see it, I will respond to you. And hopefully we can get it to the point where I can start going live and you guys can chime in and have a conversation between each other. You know, that's not just with me. I want to start the conversation. I want to kind of get it to the point where we're looking at boxing in a different way. You know, when somebody fight, you can break down a fight. You can talk about individual boxers and stuff like that. But you know, I thank you guys, love you guys for tuning in, and I'm very thankful for everything that you guys are doing and helping out with, because without fans, you are nothing. Well, I wouldn't say you are nothing, but you know, it's hard to build something without fans and love and stuff like that. So keep tuning in, and we're gonna go ahead and cut this video.